So Netflix has unsurprisingly decided to back Kevin Smith's play. You know, that one that calls everybody that has a problem with everything going on a sexist, joining Mattel in applauding all of the changes that you've seen with He-Man. Now, all of this is happening while Kevin Smith amps up the lies, he amps up the gaslighting of fans, and it couldn't come at a worse time for Netflix, as Netflix reported losses of 400,000 subscribers in North America last quarter. And the same thing goes for Mattel, because while Mattel posted some record sales, Mattel is also talking about that Christmas rush and already saying they're going to raise prices. And all of that success is predicated on the notion that you are going to go out, you're going to buy things. And well, maybe, just maybe, using your brand to argue with consumers right now, gaslighting them along with Kevin Smith, that might be a bad choice. Yep, way to lose that money. Right? Oh man, what are these folks thinking? So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you're doing excellently. If you would, share this video everywhere. Look at it. Oh, isn't it sad? You definitely want to help it out. While you're at it, if you would, feed that pesky algorithm. Look at that sucker go. It loves likes, it loves comments, it loves your affection. I don't know what's wrong with me putting this stuff in here, by the way. And also sub to the channel if you'd like. Thank you. So credit where credit's due. I actually noticed this Netflix stuff coming from Bounding Into Comics article. This is the article here. You should check it out. Now, the post that they're talking about here, I normally wouldn't have thought very much about it at all. I mean, after all, they're talking about character designs here. But the thing that caught my eye wasn't necessarily the post, but rather how they respond to very, very valid criticism of what they're saying. Yeah, tells you a lot about them, and especially right now when it's a-okay to war on your customers. See, all of this, it starts out with character design posts saying that Masters of the Universe, Revelation's creative team, they were inspired by Wonder Woman and Legends of designing the women of Masters of the Universe Revelation with a more realistic, muscular perspective than their past iterations. Here's the pictures that they posted, by the way. I cannot stand that redesign of Teela either. Now, there were quite a few responses to this, saying there was nothing at all wrong with the character design from before. This is the character design, by the way. This is that newest iteration. Now, the thing that really catches Netflix and kind of brings out the salt, though, is this right here. And I think it's because someone is pointing out the hypocrisy of saying, hey, realistic design versus, well, look at He-Man over here. So someone says, thank God, in a show that allows a character to get a nice tan and become a total beefcake from holding up a piece of metal and saying a quick one-liner, it's really important that realism is included in the character design. It is interesting to see the character designs from He-Man to He-Man, by the way. You see 1980s He-Man there. You see the newest iteration and his nip slips. Cover that stuff. Cover that stuff, man. That's not decent. Now, Netflix, they decide to respond to this. They say, when women are often drawn unrealistically in so many forms of media, yeah, it's really important that realism is included in the character design. Now, you think about the implications of that statement. There's two that really jump out to me. Number one, what are they saying about the 1980s design? Are they saying there's the ism buried in there? And number two, and more importantly, what are they saying about the customers that disagree with this type of stuff? See, all of this, it's part of that PR blitz that you've been seeing, trying to do damage control for Kevin Smith. You can see it in articles. Here's one right here. It came out the 29th. Kevin Smith responds to sexist Masters of the Universe Revelations complainers. Deal with it. You see that. You're sexist there. And this, it goes right along with that statement. Smith, he's had some pretty nasty things to say about customers, too, while channeling his inner Ryan Johnson. I mean, heck, he brings the man up. I've watched fandoms get mad at creators before, like Ryan Johnson of The Last Jedi. Here's something that some people don't really get either. When Kevin Smith, he goes out and he tells people that all criticism is review bombing. He says over 2.5 hours that customers, they need to grow the F up if they think this is a bait and switch, if we think that he lied. He's not doing all of that by himself because, you know, he is a corporate shill. He loves to make that money. Nothing wrong with making money either, but he's going to do that only with the blessing of companies like Netflix. What's interesting is I've seen people wanting to give Netflix and or Mattel a pass, and you know what? All of them, they were involved from day one, so of course they're going to go out and shield this stuff a certain way. They're going to do damage control. They're going to attack fandom a specific way because they were okay with this. They signed off on it. The writers themselves, they tell you so. Sexuality, character design, and so much more. Now, what's really telling about all of this, like I was saying at the beginning, is that Netflix, they can't afford controversies like this. They can't afford to tell people to tune out because they're losing subs as it is, at least in the US and Canada. See, Netflix, they lost 400,000 subscribers in North America last year. Now, Netflix is a company. They have been doubling and tripling down, saying, hey, we're doing fine. After all, if you look at our numbers in 2021, quarter one, we picked up 4 million subscribers. We have 209 million subscribers. Everything's fine. We can do what we want. We can be as obstinate as we want. The problem for Netflix is this. The growth that they're talking about, and they love to brag about, it comes from Latin America and Asian Pacific regions, while North America, again, is dropping off, and resoundingly. In North America, you pay more money. You can see this in the ARPU, or the average revenue per user, where people here, they're paying $14.50 for, while in other regions, they're paying much, sometimes very much less than $10. Controversy and the reaction of Netflix, it couldn't come at a worse time either. I mean, if you look at North America and you look at streaming, you have platforms like Disney Plus essentially picking up 0 subscribers over the last year. Netflix, like I said, they've dropped off 400,000, though that pricing point that they have as well, it's almost double platforms like Disney Plus. You're going to see even more attrition. Yeah, they can't afford this, especially since you're seeing this decline in streaming. Mattel, too, they don't need any problems as well. If you look at their earnings are higher than expected, but their rivals, if you look at Hasbro here, they pulled in a rise of 54%, bringing in net revenue of $1.32 billion. They're wanting... Now this, it hits at a critical juncture point for Mattel, too, who needs to be able to go in and raise prices. They said that they're going to do that. They don't know which toy lines they're going to do it to, but they are going to raise prices, and they need people to buy toys. Now, I want you to consider this in closing. The same people being called sexist and being told to grow the F up are the same people being asked to buy this stuff. This toy here costs $23.99, for example. Mattel, they need you to buy it. Same thing with Netflix. They're going and doubling and tripling down, backing Kevin Smith, while they want you to spend $15 a pop. That stuff, yeah, that's a way to kill a brand. But hey, again, what do I know? I'm just one of those pesky customers.